All right, what's going on, guys? Yeah. I'm gonna put some music on for some background so I don't have to listen to myself this whole time. Okay. So hopefully we get news on the Atlanta Hawks during this stream because then we can get some real edge with that, because if all these guys that are questionable are going to miss this game, we are going to want to be all over these Hawks guys, namely Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish would be like the best play on the entire slate if all these guys like Bogdanovich and DeAndre Hunter and Kevin Huerter are also out. They're already without Trae Young and a lot of these guys, and we know that they're going to play pretty deep into the game anyways, and it's going to be a very fast, sloppy game against Memphis, and you're going to want to have a lot of pieces from both of those teams. But I appreciate you guys being here on a Saturday. I know that this is probably like the slowest day, besides Sunday when it comes to NBA, but I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys haven't done so already, or you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, really helps me out. Anyone like Cam Reddish today? Yeah. If these guys that are questionable, such as Bogdanovich, Huerter, DeAndre Hunter, if they are all out, Cam Reddish becomes an absolute smash play at 5,100. And then if that is the case, we're going to miss all those guys. You could definitely get away with leaving $1,000, $2,000 of salary on the table, because the Memphis Grizzlies and Atlanta Hawks guys are priced way down for their current situations. Trae Young and DeLon Wright are both listed as doubtful. Don't believe that they are going to play in this game. And then with the Washington Wizards, something I wanted to note at the beginning of this. So Kentavious Caldwell-Pope missed the first game. He's playing in this one starting over Kispert. Kispert played like 25 minutes, but the beat reporters already mentioned that the Wizards are probably going to play a similar rotation to last game where they're playing low to mid 20s in minutes. So outside of Bradley Beal, I'm kind of just staying away, because we know guys on the Toronto team, Boston, Atlanta, and Memphis are probably going to play around that 30-minute mark. Same with the New York Knicks. So the Washington Wizards are pretty much out of the conversation for me. I'm not really considering any of these guys outside of Bradley Beal. I think Bradley Beal is still a fine play, but as the day has progressed and news has slowly come out, I'm probably just paying up for Jason Tatum and then getting to the mid-range guys like Fred VanVleet, like John Collins. I think those are the better spend-up options on the slate. Of course, if you're playing on FanDuel, you can go ahead and play Bradley Beal. I think that's fine, but yeah, and RJ Barrett is also in the conversation when I'm talking about guys with Fred VanVleet and John Collins in that mid-range. I'd much rather stack those guys than get up to Bradley Beal. But, of course, I think you should be playing Jason Tatum in this game. 1.31 fantasy points per minute with Kemba Walker and Jaylen Brown out this game. Because Jaylen Brown is out due to COVID, and then Dennis Schroeder is out as well. Kemba Walker obviously not with the team anymore. So no Dennis Schroeder. He was kind of his rates are going to be somewhat similar to Kemba Walker when he's out there on the court. So now that he is out, he's going to be replaced mostly more so by Marcus Smart, who I think is a fine play, 1 fantasy point per minute guy. Should play around 20 minutes from what we've heard from the beat reporters. Yeah, 28 minutes from the Celtics guys. You're going to want to get a couple of them. They're experimenting with lineups, so we see that Robert Williams and Al Horford are playing next to each other. And yeah, I'm pretty much just planting my flag with Robert Williams today. Xavier Tillman and Brandon Clark are great plays from the Grizzlies, but if they're going to play similar minutes to a guy like Robert Williams, I'm just going to go to him, especially without Jaylen Brown. Yeah, I believe he shot 0 for 7 last game, which is absurd because Robert Williams had a very, very good effective field goal percentage last year, one of the highest true shooting percentages in the entire league. Just had an off game, and I think that people are going to look at that, have some recency bias. He's going to go under-owned due to that. But if he's going to be playing 28 minutes like we were told, I'm going to be getting to a ton of Robert Williams. Huerter is playing. Okay. So if Herter is playing, he's probably going to end up being the number one ball handler on this team without DeLon Wright, without Trae Young. We saw it spans of time last year without Trae Young. Kevin Herter was the point guard when he was out there on the court. So that is interesting to see, Matt. I'm going to check that out right now, actually. So, okay, let me go over this. DeAndre Hunter is warming up. Kevin Herter is available to play. Trae Young and DeLon Wright are out. So, looks like DeAndre Hunter could give it a go. Looks like a true... Oh, yeah, okay. So, it looks like he is going to be a true game-time decision. Sharif Cooper may get more minutes tonight with DeLon and Trae Young. I mean, that's pretty much a given anyways. I didn't even have the music on this whole time. What am I doing? So, yeah, I mean, that definitely hurts Cam Reddish. I think Cam Reddish is still a fine play, but he's not like the lock button kind of guy that I was going to play. He's still a very good play. I believe he shot 17 times. I'm going to bring up that box score from last time, because it is a pretty good indication of what we're going to see tonight, even with Kevin Herter. Kevin Herter was healthy last game as well. Okay. And then DeLon Wright got hurt mid-game, so he's not going to play at all. So off the bench, Cam Reddish played 28 minutes, shot 17 times. Yeah, 7 for 17, 20 points, 5 steals. Wouldn't expect this, but that is pretty crazy. He is scoring dependent, but with that kind of volume and these kind of minutes, it's kind of hard not to like him. So I'm hoping DeAndre Hunter is out in this case. Cam Reddish is still very viable even with Herter playing, because this is pretty much the same situation we saw last game, except there's going to be no DeLon Wright playing in the first half. So Cam Reddish is probably going to get into the game a lot earlier. And then if DeAndre Hunter is out, if DeAndre Hunter is out, I'm probably locking in Cam Reddish. So I like Cam Reddish quite a bit. And if you're playing on FanDuel, I still think he's very viable over there as well. Is FanDuel updated on Patreon? Yeah, it should be the one with Kemba Walker, Austin. And if you're looking for a pivot, you can get off of Scotty Barnes and go to Cam Reddish. And so now on Draftkings, it's definitely viable to play Cam Reddish over these other guys and leaving salary on the table. You're going to differentiate yourself a lot. And if you're leaving like $1,000, $2,000 on the table tonight, I think your lineup can still be valid, and you're just going to be way different from the field. Are you worried about foul trouble for Williams? Nah, it's a preseason game. I mean, nah, not really. I'm never concerned with foul trouble. I've said it for years. Foul trouble, blowouts, trying to predict those things are really going to come to your own detriment if you're trying to do those kind of things. When it happens, you can say that it was easy to predict, but it doesn't always happen, and I don't try to predict those kind of things, especially if he's only going to play 28 minutes. His stints are going to be short. It's not like they're trying to win this game. They're just trying to get different looks with different lineups today, so I'm fine with Robert Williams. I'm not concerned about the foul trouble all that much. What's going on, Rhythm? How do you go from Beal to Smart, LOL? What do you mean? How do you go from Beal to Smart? I mean, I would rather have Beal than Smart for sure. Favorite Boston point guard? It's going to be Marcus Smart for me. Although I do think that Peyton Pritchard off of the bench is going to be one of the better plays, but the fact that the Celtics are going to play their guys around 28 minutes, their key players, makes me more on Marcus Smart. He is a 1 fantasy point per minute player without Jaylen Brown and Kemba Walker on the court. There is no Dennis Schroeder this game as well, so probably prefer Marcus Smart. He's going to be higher owned, but if you want to get some leverage, go over to Peyton Pritchard. Any interest in Jericho Sims? No, not for me. Is Evan Fournier still in play? Yeah, Evan Fournier is still in play, I suppose. I just think that there's much better plays on this slate. Can you play Herter and Cam together? Absolutely. I mean, they ran an 11-man rotation last time out, and now they're without DeLon Wright and potentially DeAndre Hunter. Fred VanVleet, Melton, OG, Tatum, Precious, Kemba, Tillman, John Collins. Thoughts? Love it, man. Are you selling OG? Yeah, I think that's the Toronto Raptors guys. You know, we saw Fred VanVleet and OG Anunoby play around 30 minutes last game, and I'm expecting a similar situation today. So they are definitely in play. OG's definitely in play. Play 3 Boston guys too much. Tatum, Williams, and Smart. No, not at all. If they're going to play 28 minutes tonight, they are definitely viable. Who do you like from Memphis? Yeah, so pretty much all of the starters I like. D'Anthony Melton, Tyus Jones. Those are probably my 2 favorite guys from that team. And then Brandon Clark, Xavier Tillman, Desmond Bane, in that order is probably how I like those guys. But D'Anthony Melton, I think you should be locking in your lineups on FanDuel, DraftKings. Yeah, I know there's no salary on FanDuel. You can play pretty much whoever you want. I mean, you definitely can. But I'm playing D'Anthony Melton anyways. Over 1.2 fantasy points per minute. 1.27 fantasy points per minute with all of these guys out last year in a like 270 minute sample size. So large enough for me to like. Tibbs playing them heavily. Yeah, I mean, I like the Knicks a lot. So without Julius Randle, guys like Kemba Walker, I love, and RJ Barrett. Those are the 2 guys I really love today. You know, I know that Nerlens Noel is out, but they are going to split the minutes up quite a bit between Jericho Sims and Taj Gibson. Maybe we see some Obi Toppin at the 5. They've been experimenting with a small ball lineups like that, so I could see that as well. What's your best lineup for FanDuel? If you guys want to check out my full FanDuel lineup that I'm personally playing, it is linked in the description below in my Patreon. $25 for the rest of the month. That comes with all my DraftKings, FanDuel, game notes, all my stuff. Less than $1 a day. I think it's a pretty damn good deal. What about Al Horford? Yeah, so Al Horford, when he was with the Celtics, was about a fantasy point per minute player. Unfortunately, I think most of his minutes are going to come at the 4 in this game, away from the basket. Robert Williams going to be closer to the basket, so I think that it's not necessarily a good thing for him. And they said that they're going to play their starters about 28 minutes. I don't think Al Horford gets to 28 minutes. I think he probably plays in that like 22, 24 minute range. That's why I prefer Robert Williams. But I think Al Horford is definitely in play today. I mean, the offense can run through him if that is what they want to do. So I think there is definitely a ton of upside in Al Horford tonight. Obi or Robert Williams. Probably Robert Williams for me. I think that they play about similar minutes, and Robert Williams is a much superior fantasy point per minute producer. And then there's also no Jaylen Brown. I'm playing Cooper over Milton. Oh, Melton? Yeah, I don't know. With Herter healthy, I'm not sure I like that. 8.3K utility. Let's take a look. Yeah, so it's probably RJ Barrett for me. Or John Collins. Tyus Jones, a must play. I don't think he's a must play, but he's one of my favorite plays on the slate. About 1.07 fantasy points per minute. This year, with the current guys sitting out last year, you know, over a 30% assist percentage on that team. He's going to be the main ball handler, and they're only going to have like 8-9 healthy guys today. So I think he's going to play about 30 minutes tonight. So I like Tyus Jones a ton tonight. And if you're playing on FanDuel, Tyus Jones, you're not going to find him in the guard spots, you know, for whatever reason. He's at the small forward, power forward position. I don't know how FanDuel messed this multi-position eligibility up this bad. Taj or Tillman for sure. OG over Scotty Vacuum, yes. Fred VanVleet, Melton, OG, Scotty, Precious, Reddish, Tatum, RJ for GPP. I like it. How many minutes are the Knicks players going to get? Yeah, I'm assuming that they're going to play high 20s minutes. Thibodeau likes to play his guys large minutes. Nerlens Noel is out again. I'm expecting Taj Gibson to grab the start. I don't think that him and Jericho Sims get past like 20, 22 minutes tonight. But the rest of the starters like Fournier, Kemba, RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, I expect to play like 20, around that 28 minute mark tonight, if not more. Gorgui Dieng or Williams? Probably Robert Williams. You know, Gorgui Dieng played like 33 minutes last game, which was crazy. We could see it again, but you know, I think that we see probably more John Collins at the 5 and Dieng's minutes come back down into that mid-20s range. So I'd much rather prefer having Robert Williams, but Gorgui Dieng definitely in play. Scotty Barnes or OG? I'm going with OG there. Clark or Tillman? I'm going with Clark. Collins, Bog, or Beal and Cam? Beal and Cam. Do we have news on Bogdanovich just yet? I don't think so. What was I? Beal or Van Fleet? Honestly, I like the savings in Van Fleet a bit more, but Beal is definitely in play. RJ or OG? RJ for me. Beal, Reddish, or Herder? Beal for me. Barnes, OG, or RJ at small forward? I like RJ the most out of those guys. Beal or Van Fleet? FanDuel? Beal for me. How many minutes Beal you think? So we heard from a reporter that it's going to be similar to last game where they play low to mid 20s minutes. And, honestly, we would be fine with that normally. But with the rest of these teams, it seems like they're going to play their guys like high 20s minutes and maybe some of them into the 30s. So, yeah, I'm not on Beal as much as I was earlier. Yeah, I appreciate that, Charles. Collins or Fred VanVleet? Fred VanVleet for me. Thinking Melton, Beal, OG, Tatum, Time Lord, Fred VanVleet, Reddish, Smart, and Cash. I like it. RJ versus Cam is tough. Yeah, I mean, that's like incredibly tough for me. I think it's safer to play RJ, but dude, Cam has like insane upside. I mean, he shot 17 times in 28 minutes last game out, and now in the first half, they're going to be without DeLon Wright. It's going to be replaced by Sharif Cooper minutes, who isn't as ball dominant as DeLon Wright. Is Beal a risky fade? On FanDuel, I think so. DraftKings, I don't think he's that risky of a play because there's so many good plays in that 6 and 7K range that you don't have to play Bradley Beal. Bane versus Smart. Smart. Thoughts on Lou Williams? I'm not on Lou Williams that much. I really just can't imagine them extending his minutes all that much. Clark or Tillman? Clark for me. Jang or Robert Williams at center? Robert Williams. What about Dragic? Is he a good play on FanDuel? I don't think he's one of the Raptors that they're really going to extend all that much. I think it's mostly going to be Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, and Fred VanVleet. Favorite power forward on DK? Probably John Collins or Robert Williams. Rank Herder, Cam, and Taj. Probably it's Taj is last. So it's probably Cam, Herder, then Taj. Pritchard or Herder. It depends. If DeAndre Hunter is out, then it's Herder. And if not, it's Pritchard. Taj or Marcus Smart? Marcus Smart for sure. I mean, Marcus Smart's probably, he could play like 8 more minutes than Taj, and he's a better per minute producer. I know Taj just like beat the brakes off them last week or last game, but I don't expect that to happen again. Or at least the first game, rather. Do you like Barrett more than Kemba? Yeah, I think Barrett's minutes are a lot safer. Kemba is going to be a lot better on a per minute basis, but I think that RJ Barrett, like, there's a real likelihood that he plays 30, 31 minutes tonight with Tibbs there. And Kemba Walker only played 21 minutes last time out. Now, I think he plays more tonight. And obviously, there's no Julius Randle. So that helps out both of them. But I think Kemba plays probably like 26 minutes tonight. And RJ Barrett probably plays like 4 or 5 more minutes than him. So slight lean with RJ Barrett. But I like both a lot. Is Melton a lock? Yeah. DeAnthony Melton is an absolute lock for me. There says he wants Barnes guarding Tatum for experience. Possible foul trouble there? Yeah, I mean, I'm not really concerned about foul trouble, and we know that if he does get into foul trouble in the first half, that they'll just run him the whole fourth quarter because we've seen that in the preseason already. They'll run him with the deepest of their bench. They're expecting a lot out of Scotty Barnes this year, so they're trying to get him as much experience as they possibly can before, the games actually matter. Walker or Tyus? Straight up Walker. 5.5K utility filled with so many good guard plays. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good plays today. Like, a lot. So you really need to plant your flag. Smart or Bogdan? Well, I don't know if Bogdan's playing or not. Bogdan's still up in the air. So probably Smart. If Bogdan was to play and, like, Hunter missed, yeah, I'd go with Bogdan there. But as of right now, probably Marcus Smart. What about Quickly? I'm not on Quickly as much. They have so many good guards. I mean, think about it. In the guard spot, they have Kemba, they have RJ Barrett, they have Evan Fournier, they have Derrick Rose and Emmanuel Quickly coming off the bench. And I don't think that they play Quickly. They don't close the game with Quickly. They kind of pull him a bit earlier because he is a rotational piece. And so when it gets to the very end of the game, they run a deeper bench, and that does not include Emmanuel Quickly. So I don't think his minutes are very secure. And like, there's so many guys on the slate that are going to play around 30 minutes, and Quickly is not going to play 30 minutes. He's going to play like 20. So hard for me to get to him. Scotty Barnes or Collins? Collins for sure. Scotty Barnes or John Collins? Yeah, you guys asked that right after each other. Yeah, no worries. 6.7K utility. Let's take a look right here. Yeah, it's probably Fred VanVleet for me. Yeah, Fred VanVleet. Yeah, no problem, Michael. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. If you guys are new here or haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, bringing you videos, live streams every single day. If you guys want to know exactly what I'm doing, make sure to join my Discord down below. My Patreon is down there as well. The Discord is completely free to join. We have like 1,400 people in there right now. And yeah, we're quickly growing. Once news breaks, you're going to want to be in that Discord, because this live stream is going to lock in like 8 minutes, and then I'm going to hop off, and then you're going to need to be in that Discord if you want to get this updated Atlanta Hawks news. You might already know this, but you can stream any of the games on Stream to Watch to free. Yeah, I'm sure. Already have Fred. Then I'd probably go with OG and Anunoby. I like OG more than Scotty Barnes, but both are good plays. Barnes or Walker? Walker for me. Like Tatum for utility? Yeah, I think Tatum is a lock tonight. I think you have to play Jason Tatum. Him and DeAnthony Melton, I think you just got to play. Melton or VanVleet? Oh, wow, that's a tough one. Just straight up. Probably VanVleet. Yeah, probably VanVleet. But, damn. Why not both? How much money you leaving on the table? Is 2K too much? I mean, I'm using all my salary tonight, but you can definitely leave salary and have a valid lineup, and your lineup will be far lower owned. I mean, it probably won't be duplicated if you leave 1,000 plus, and I think it's definitely fine to do so. Utility on DK 5,400 and down. Let's take a look for you. Probably Marcus Smart right there. We know these Celtics are playing about 28 minutes tonight. Smart or Beal? Beal for me. I'm playing Herter and Cam. Yeah, go for it, man. What's up with Gafford today? Yeah, so I'm really off the Washington Wizards outside of Bradley Beal. And even Bradley Beal, I don't think you need to play. We know that the Wizards are probably going to play their guys low to mid-20s, just like the rotation last game. And you know that's not really all that enticing when we know pretty much every single team on this slate is going to play their guys very high 20s, maybe low 30s minutes. So I'm off of the Wizards completely. Gafford, you know, he's in a positional depth chart battle for the backup center spot behind Thomas Bryant with Montrezl Harrell. And it looks like Montrezl Harrell is beating him in that he got more minutes last game, and then these guys probably aren't playing into the fourth quarter either. So he's splitting, 36 center minutes through the first 3 quarters with Montrezl Harrell, and yeah, I'm just not that interested. He's probably only going to play 18 to 20 minutes. A high per minute producer, but you know, if he's only playing that many minutes, it's unlikely that he really pays off that price tag. Would much rather pay down for other centers like Robert Williams, Brandon Clark, yeah. Kemba or Collins. That's tough for me. Probably Collins, though. Keep both VanVleet and Melton or trade one out for Beal. I probably stick with Melton and VanVleet. Fred VanVleet, Beal, OG, Achua, Gibson, Melton, Bane, Tatum. I don't mind that, man. Sharif Cooper or Tyus Jones? Tyus Jones for me. I mean, the Grizzlies probably going to have like 9 active guys today, and Tyus Jones is going to be their main facilitator and ball handler running that offense next to DeAnthony Melton. Should play pretty big minutes. Sharif Cooper, he's going to have a larger role than he did last game, but if we take a look, he only had 17 minutes, and that was with Delon Wright only playing the first half. So there's 14 minutes to go around, but that's going to get split up between like him, TLC, Skylar Mays, Herter, Cam Reddish going to get probably the same amount of minutes. So I think Cooper plays like low 20s minutes, and I think Tyus Jones probably plays like 28, 30 minutes tonight. Who would you play over Beal on DK? I mean, I would definitely play Tatum, but guys like John Collins, Fred VanVleet, RJ Barrett, those kind of guys. Reddish or OG really last one. So I think OG is safer. But if you want to leave some salary, go to Cam Reddish. Reddish is probably going to be lower owned than OG. Kemba or Beal? Beal for me. I only have Melton from the Grizz mistake. No, at the beginning of the day, I would say that was a mistake. But once we got more news, I think that it is fine to just play Melton. Yeah. The slate has kind of evolved over the course of the day. As it does. Who plays more minutes, Collins or Toppin? That's tough. I mean, I think they both play pretty similar minutes, like that 28 to 30 minute range, but probably Collins. I only have Melton from Grid. Oh, whoops, I just showed that. Bane, Reddish, or Jones. I would probably rank them in reverse order. Jones, Reddish, Bane. Reddish and Jones pretty much a toss-up for me. But not Bane. If you were going to make one pivot to our FanDuel in a GPP, what would it be? It would be Cam Reddish. It would be Cam Reddish over OG Anunoby. Yeah, I spent a lot of time thinking about that one when I was sending out the lineup. If you guys want to know exactly what I'm doing on FanDuel, that is on Patreon, linked down below. You have a couple minutes to join if you guys want. Two minutes to lock, guys. Make sure to get your questions in. Make sure to lock in your lineups. Don't want to submit a dead lineup. You don't want to draw dead before the slate even begins. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Would really appreciate that, guys. I'm almost at 100 subscribers. Man, Taj Gibson's going to gain a lot of ownership today. This dude could really draw dead. Favorite play under 6.1K, not the Memphis guys or Williams. I don't mind Evan Fournier at 5.9K. I'm off the Wizards, guys. So if I just pure like raw projection under 6.1K, it's probably Evan Fournier. Achua, yeah, Achua is definitely viable. I think he plays mid-20s minutes again. Again, the front court is so thin for the Raptors team, and we know that Nick Nurse likes to play his guys 25-plus minutes in these preseason games, you know, into the fourth quarter at times, like we saw last time with Fred VanVleet, with OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes. Precious Achua could get added to that group. But, you know, I prefer guys like Robert Williams in them a bit more. But Precious is definitely in play today. There's a lot of good plays today. So you really just, like I said earlier, you need to plant your flag on some certain guys. And I'm really doing that with some of these Boston guys, the Toronto guys, Memphis. Is Kemba not starting? Why would you think that? Ten seconds to lock, guys. Make sure to lock it in. Thanks for the insight. Yeah, no problem, Rhythm. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it as well, Cam. Cam, you're always liking my tweets. Yeah, you guys that like my tweets and stuff, that just warms my heart. Helps me get some more exposure, my work out there to more people. All right, guys, it is lock time. I will be in the Discord. So when this Atlanta Hawks news breaks, I will be sure to be in there updating you guys with what I believe you should be doing. But yeah, appreciate you guys being here. Best of luck tonight. And until next time, peace. Hey, shout out Mac for these